All right. Ready?
Let's go.
All right. So, I read your email and everything. I'm not gonna really pay too much attention to it. I think the best thing to do is I'll go like over what your points are after, and then maybe we'll do it like that. So, right now, here's your OpenIGG, right? Like you said, you played basically almost 100 games. So you've been Silver 4 since like, we're down atrocious. We peaked Gold 4, not bad, but we've been pretty hard stuck, as you said, multiple years. So last season, right, you played just 150 games alone, 140, whatever, basically 150 on ASHE alone by itself, one champion, right? And you had a
Mhm.
48% winner, and that was your top champion, Thresh. And then season 9, you had ASHE up there as well. Very little games played in season 9. Thresh up there too. Season 8, right? You have no ASHE at all. Season 7, you have Thresh in there. So the recently you've been playing a lot of ASHE. That's the kind of your go-to ADC, you would say.
Yep, I think so.
Okay.
I think
So yeah,
I think the
last
reason why
season.
I've done it.
Go.
Sorry. Okay, yeah. I think the
Yeah.
reason why I've done it is I find the utility editor kit in the cases of a game where I'm not doing well or my team's too many carries, like there's just too many people that are gold intensive.
Mhm.
Ash still has some use. I think
Mhm.
that's the only reason why.
Mhm. I
Because
think that's yeah.
I can play Jin and I can play um Jinx pretty well. I can also play Kate, but I haven't played her in years, so
Yeah.
like not in rank.
So when you're saying about like the games and everything, like you played this amount of games on one character last season, and
Right.
you had a negative winner with that character, and you were playing like literally like gold 4, silver 1. So if you're trying to the biggest thing about your OpenIGG, it's very obvious, is that like you're playing 13 unique champions with multi different roles and all that issue. Like definitely focus on run role, pick a role. It can be any role, it doesn't matter, bro. Like if you're just trying to get good, obviously playing all roles is important and knowing all roles is important, but that's more of a normals thing. When you're playing ranked, you should be playing one role. So if you want to main support, hey, go ahead. You want to main ADC, you want to main mid, top, jungle, it doesn't matter. All the roles you can easily climb to whatever rank you really want to with the role. They're like the role discrepancy in solo queue is very minimal in certain games and aspects, so it's not a big deal to worry about that. Mainly, it's worry about picking a role and picking a set of champions. Now, let's say you get auto-filled or you have your secondary, right? Yeah, maybe either dodge or just have one champion in that role that you can just play and pick and be able to, hold your own in that game and rely more so on your teammates if you just don't want to dodge for whatever reason, right? Because like right now you were saying that you kind of want to main ADC, but then I look at your past couple games. You really played some Ziggs games today, and then you played the Ashe games, and then
The
you played
Zigs
some
were in
Thresh.
ADC.
Oh, Ziggs ADC. Okay, okay, okay.
Yeah, it's because we needed an APC,
And then
and
you're
then the second game
playing
was just Paladin.
Thresh though, and then you're playing Lux. Like you're still playing like AD and support. So pick between one and just spam one mainly. So like right here you're spamming a bunch of Ashe, but then you go back have like maybe this was an autofilled game for example, right?
Right.
So this is Ziggs mid these games down here. This is a long time ago. But anyways, the first thing I'm gonna say is yeah, just spam like one champion is fine. You don't have to do multiple champions, but the most important thing is spamming one role. It doesn't matter what role it is, just spam the one role and play the one role. And then in terms of who's messaging me? Literally like what rank? Sorry, this fucking kid wants a boost. Yeah, yeah.
Nocturne
You
mid.
can't
Nocturne
afford it,
top.
buddy. This guy, how much to boost my account to plot? Hit him with the you can't afford it. Kind of fucked up, but it's the truth. I would.
Firstborn child.
Yeah, pay me at least 20 bones an hour for that shit. So it's gotta be like $10 a game. Like actually next level. What does this guy say? Hold up. JK, allow me one day I'll do it myself, maybe. Um, watch the stream and learn. Okay. I don't know why my client it doesn't have like when someone like sends like a chat, it doesn't give me like a ping or anything, you know what I mean?
Hmm.
Like, there's no like sound for it. I don't know why.
In League, or
Maybe it's have to have ambient sounds enabled. No, that's definitely not it. Yeah,
it
in
is
League.
possible. I have seen where there's been some sound stuff that get messed up, just because you disable some other stuff, like the music, for example. Disable some other.
Yeah, I've always had music off. Fuck that shit.
And then there's actual music that plays that's part of the animation stuff, which is separate from the actual music sound. So
Yeah.
you have to disable the animations for the music to stop. I found that out recently with the change that they did with the Mundo. I was like, what?
Okay, so
What's the
anyways,
point
in
of these
terms
settings?
of so you've decided ADC or what? What are we picking for role?
You know what? Let's go with it. I've
All
had the
right,
most success
ADC.
right now, and I think it's a
Okay,
smaller champion pool, so we
so
can.
we're gonna do well, we're trying to get silver. Well, we're in silver, we're trying to get gold. So we're just gonna do real quick gold tier list 80 carries. I'm just gonna filter it by just ADC. You see Tristana is S tier. See Vayne, don't touch the champion. You see Jinx, Karthus, we don't touch Karthus. Jinx I say is a fine champion to play. I
Hmm.
do think Ashe is like okay, but the main be sure to follow. The main champion I would say is I think Tristana is super good. There's the high pick rate, high win rate, and I think in general Tristana is a very simplistic champion to play, and she's a carry champion, but she still has utility in the fact of her ultimate, and she also has self peel in the fact of her ultimate, and her
Hmm.
W and reset mechanics, and she has good tower pushing, good wave clear, like everything you want on an ADC for a solo queue right now is just Tristana. So you can just be spamming Tristana to be honest, because like if we scroll down, Ash's B tier, not bad,
Right.
but it's like the pick rate is quite high, the win rate is quite high, but I just think Tristana is a better champion right now. Not saying that you can't play Ashe and climb with Ashe. I think Ashe can work completely fine. In terms of AP champions, I do agree that I think Ziggs is quite strong right now. So I definitely think Ziggs is the way to go for sure. If we filter by higher ranks, you see Tristana's a little bit higher, and then Ashe is still okay. Ashe is still B plus, so it's not bad. But yeah, I would strongly recommend Tristana. I think that's like the perfect ADC for you, or Jinx. Jinx, if you want to do more of a relaxing things, and I'll talk a little bit. I talked a little bit on stream about like draft ideas and stuff. Like depending what the enemy bot lane picks. Like the enemy bot lane picks like Ezreal, for example, and you're playing Ashe and Ezreal, that just doesn't make sense. You should be playing something more like Jinx, where you can free farm scale into an Ezreal because Ezreal's a lane dominant champion, right? Like let's say they pick like Ezreal Janna. It's like okay, I should be playing Jinx Lulu with my support, or my support plays like really whatever solo queue, right? But you should be playing Jinx that game because they're very safe and it's really hard for you to die as the Jinx, so you can actually just get a free lane to farm and scale. I mean, Tristana does scale too quite well, but Tristana in general is more of a lane dominant champion,
Right.
where you're gonna pop off early and try and fight early. So let's say, for example, the enemy bot lane picks Vayne or they pick the Jinx. You can pick the Tristana into that or Ashe. Ashe works well, but Tristana definitely is better in this concept. And you have like maybe an Alistar, or Thresh, or a Rakan or whatever, and then you guys are just able to go in and fight and shit like that too. So you can always pick champs that synergize with the supports well. That can really help you out when you're drafting and whatnot and picking. Like you can definitely just play one champion. You can just spam Ashe if you want. Mm,
One of the
But
challenges
I
I've
think
been
that
finding.
the AP Ziggs is a strong one, I think for sure. And then Tristan, I think is just really simplistic to play, like Ashe, maybe even easier than Ashe because it's free escapes. And then Jinx is like probably the easiest. Like this champion really plays itself, to be honest, because there's nothing. You just right click and your champion just flies when you get
Yeah,
the
she just
resets.
destroys.
Yeah.
Yeah. Um,
So yeah, what do you want to say?
Often I was the first pick for a lot of these games, so or first
Yeah.
or second pick, so that
And then
makes
you
it a
can
bit
just
challenging.
and then here's the other thing. This is the problem. So a champion like Tristana, like we talked about, she actually scales like quite decently. Like she's not like cracked
Hmm.
scaling, but she still does quite scales quite decently. She is a completely fine blind pick in the sense that when someone does pick a champion that's like rough into you, you can just have your W to be able to get out of issues and shit like that. Like when they're like catching you or anything. Whereas Ash, you have no mobility. So if someone picks like any kind of engaged support into you, you can potentially get fucked in this position. Whereas Tristana, you can buffer your W and always get out. So that's why Tristana is also kind of a safe blind pick too, and a lot of people do blind pick her because if you pick a scaler into her like Jinx, she has the threat of kill. If you pick something like an Ashe or a Ezreal or a Draven or a Jhin into her, she has opportunities to be able to escape and scale for free and also combat you depending on the support matchup. Like Tristana is all around just a very, very like solid champion right now in the meta.
Hmm.
And like we already talked about like self healing and just the W mechanics and whatnot, and the ability just to always have lane prior, which can help your jungler and whatnot too. But anyways, that's enough of the PG. The big things to note were basically just like spam one champion or three champions or whatever. Spam one role for sure, because if you're gonna be spamming AD, right, you have 28 games played on AD, and then some of your Ziggs games are mid, some of them 80. So you don't even have 100 games played just on 80, right? So you have maybe like 40 games on 80 or whatever. So it's quite
Right.
quite low. So 40 games is really nothing this season. Now I know other seasons you did have a lot, and some seasons you didn't have a lot. So it really depends on the season. But stating that, we are going to flip over to the bread and the butter, the actual VOD review when it fucking opens. Okay, switch screen.
So the reason why I chose this game is, um, in comparison to some of the other games that I've played in the ADC role, I always feel like I don't necessarily trade or do enough damage for my position, especially as an ADC sometimes. And this particular game, I did a fair amount. Like I felt like I did decent for the game pace. And
Hmm.
so understanding that that was probably one of the better games I played, I wanted to see, okay, what am I doing wrong when when I feel like I'm playing my best?
Okay. So the issue with this game is it's kind of like a throwaway in the sense that you're playing versus a ball lane, you're never going to play versus again. So obviously
Right.
you can learn things from this, but the things you're going to learn aren't like that cracked. It's kind of like like it's like yeah, you learn shit and stuff, but
Yeah. Like even against a Senna ADC, that's not something you normally come across these days. It's she's more usually playing into the support role with some other type of champion.
yeah.
And Ivern, that's just troll. So
Yeah, exactly. Like I obviously they're probably duo buddies and they understand everything, but
I'm not
it's
sure actually. I think that Ivern had a crap ton of games played. Like I remember the team was making jokes like in all chat with him. So
okay. All right, so I'm just gonna start the game. We're gonna do from your perspective, blue side. So we're just gonna
okay.
like watch the game real quick. So we're just gonna fast forward this just to see what you do level one. So items wise, yeah, you get your long sword, of
Welcome
course,
to
or sorry,
Summoner's
Dornblade.
Rift. 30 seconds
It's
until
gonna speed all this
minions
up. So you're
spawn.
standing in your spot, right? So someone was supposed to be standing here, but obviously no one's standing here, and you're supposed to be standing here, so it's fine. They're just not standing properly, but it's good. You're looking
Minions
for
have
the
spawned.
invade. That's solid. You come to leash. Good. So they have a Twitch mid, which you should. So this game, before we ever start a game, I always like to look at like the champions and understand how they interact and whatnot. So I like to look
Hmm.
at like, okay, so they have a Gangplank top. You know, he's kind of a chill champ. He's just trying to farm up. He's not trying to win lane or anything crazy. Trundle doesn't have a flash. He has Ghost. Twitch has Ghost and Flash. So we're just gonna look at these champs real quick. So Twitch, obviously, I mean, it's no mystery what this guy's trying to do. He's obviously gonna want to shove the lane and then roam, right? Like this guy's trying to
Yeah.
roam, fuck shit up, do solo queue cheese tactics. Trundle is a okay ganking jungler, but he's better skirmishing, like 1v1ing, especially versus Rammus, right? He's gonna try and take Rammus' stats and 1v1 him and shit like that. Rammus is a pretty good ganking jungler, very slow clear. His skirmish is okay. This game, he loses that matchup. Mundo has a pretty good matchup versus Gangplank and chill farm matchup for him. The GP barrels actually don't really interact with him because it doesn't break his passive, so he's kind of just big chilling with it. So Gangplank's like a little good into him compared to other champions because he'll never be able to proc the Mundo passive unless a Trundle comes. Even then, Trundle has to hit a pillar to proc Mundo passive. But the Mundo most likely will not die, and it'll be like a pretty chill farm lane both sides. And then your mid just wants to AFK farm scale, and then your bot lane. See, the thing is this is an unusual enemy bot lane. So your bot lane actually wants to fight. You guys should win this like pretty hard. They're trying to scale up, especially if it is Senna ADC, which I believe it is Senna ADC. I'm not saying that they can't like kill you, like they definitely do have some kill threat, but I think Swain ASHE is like just a very, very, very strong bot lane right now.
Right. Yeah. No, Swain I've seen a lot of, and he's pretty decent in lane.
So right here we see GP top. We can even go back a little bit more. So basically like right here, we see both top laners shown lane. So obviously if GP's top here, that means the jungler's starting down here. So you know that the jungler will be bottom side. So you can play the lane a certain way now because you know this information, right? So now that you understand this, you can be like, okay, so their jungler starts bot side, my jungler starts bot side. My jungler just did one camp, their jungler just one camp. Okay. So a natural clear for Trundle, and most junglers right now is to full clear and whatnot, right? So what this Trundle is going to do is basically just full clear up very, very simply and do all of his shit. You know what I mean? So he's gonna go Gromp, Wolves, Raptors, Red, and then Krugs. Most likely skip Krugs and then go straight Scuttle because he wants to get Scuttle 315 top Scuttle, and there's gonna be a fight which you cannot interact, so you don't have to really like worry about it in that sense. But the thing to note here is now you have an opening, right? You have a window because Trundle has a gank timer where after he clears his blue, he's level 2. So he could level 2 cheese you, of course. Rammus, you already can see, is not coming to help you. Like, he will never be in the area. If he's on Krugs, he potentially has the chance to come help you. He's going to Raptors. So, therefore, your jungler is away from you. So, right now, you're playing quote-unquote weak side. You wait a couple minutes, not a couple minutes, I can give you the exact timers, but basically, you just watch what your jungler does. So when Rammus clears his first camp, the Trundle has cleared his first camp. I'm not going to watch the lane, I'm just going to explain jungle pathing real quick and how you can use it. So Rammus clears his second camp, you could safely assume he has cleared his second camp. I'm also cheating right now, I have minimap, like you can see how the blocks are gone, the icons for the camp time. Trundle has cleared his
Right.
second camp. And then once Rammus clears the third, you can say, okay, so either Trundle skipped Wolves and is currently doing Raptors, like Rammus who skipped a camp, right? Or he has finished Raptors. So once Rammus finishes his third camp, okay, either Trundle has finished Raptors, or sorry, Wolves, and is heading topside. Maybe he does a mid cheese gank or a bot gank, because some junglers would do like, for example, Blue Wolves Gromp then bot for level 3. Or he'll go topside right now. So once Rammus has finished this camp right here, so about 240, you're like, okay, he still isn't bottom, therefore Trundle has to be topside doing red for top crap. So now you know you are safe. So if you play that first like minute and a bit safe, then you know that there is no chance the enemy jungler to gank you for a very long period of time. So really all you have to do, right? You enter the lane, so you have to play safe for less than a minute. In terms of safe as in not like overextending. Because remember, you guys have no mobility other than summoner spells, of course, we're not trying to throw away. And Trundle has a pillar, and Senna has a slow and a root, and the slow on the Ivern and the root on the Ivern. So they do have very good kill threat with a Trundle jungle if he comes around and pops you guys. So obviously this game we
Right.
just kind of watched it and you saw that he did do that, but just this is something you want to know. You want to understand what the jungler's doing on both sides, what their goals are, what the objectives are. Now, Trundle, like I said, he could do these things, but Trundle is a champion that in nature wants to hard farm. But he definitely has the capacity to level 2 gank. Kind of like a Xin Zhao or a Jarvan. I would say Xin Zhao and Jarvan have better level 2 ganks, level 3 ganks. Trundle is more versatile where he can do it, but he's wants to hard farm, kind of like a Rumble. A Rumble is a perfect example of a champion that he really just wants to hard farm. He doesn't really want to gank at all. Like he would just come in and gank if it's just a free kill and you're inting basically. So anyways, we're gonna watch the lane. So you guys show up to lane at the same time. So you just W clear all 3 minions. I'm assuming you got all 3 for that. Very nice, you did. So you should be playing. Yeah. So he hits a root and then you don't auto here, which you should have done. So what I was gonna say before the root hit is you're supposed to be playing like up behind your minions, away from the Ivern. So when Ivern throws a Q, it can't hit you. And also, if something does happen, you're able to quickly like get out this way because you understand that moving from here to here is faster than moving from here to here, right?
Sorry, say that again. So moving when you say here to here, what do you mean here to here?
I
'Cause you
can't
showed two.
I can't show you with my mouse because you can't see my mouse. But okay, right here, right? Moving from here to here, right? Is
Moving. Okay,
faster
so
than moving from
right.
here to here. Do you understand what I mean by that?
So moving north south is faster, or east west is faster than north south. Is that what you're trying to?
Open up the stream.
Yeah,
Get the
I'm in
stream
the
up.
stream right
Okay,
now. I'm watching your. I'm
look at my
watching your
mouse.
mouse.
You can see my mouse, right? So
Yeah.
you understand that
So
moving
you're.
from here to here, like this, is faster than moving from here to here, right?
So moving up down as opposed to left right,
No,
like with
it's
the mouse, or like, are you talking about the whole champion? Or are you talking just pathing?
pathing.
So
Do you
like
know
if I
NASCAR?
lead it,
Do you know NASCAR?
a little bit, not too
Okay,
much.
so you understand that they go on like a track, right? And they go
Hmm.
around and around and around the track. So you know how there's an inside and an outside of the track?
Yeah, based on where you are and how you're taking the
So
apex of the
you would
curve.
agree that it is faster to go around the track on the inside than it would be on the outside, right?
Yes, because
So
it's
it's
a
the
shorter
same thing
distance.
applies in League of Legends. That's what I'm telling you. So
Ah,
this
okay,
is the
okay. I see what you
inside
mean.
of the track and this is the outside. So as
Right,
an
right, right.
ADC, usually the support has mobility or some kind of self peel or whatever. Swain technically doesn't, but he does have the E. You have ASHE WR. But to make it simple, you almost always want to be on the inside of the track because the sport also wants to be abusing bushes. And if you're on the inside of the track, if something happens, you're easily able to just get the fuck out of there faster than if you were on the outside of the track in the bushes and the jungler comes around you and shit like that. So
Right.
I'm just
Okay.
teaching you like basic because Center right now is in like a very very horrible spot. But anyways,
Right. Okay, no, I
continuing on.
understand. That was a good metaphor.
Yeah. So right now you're just trying to push the way for level 2. Your Swain's not helping you, which is definitely a big fuck up by him. He throws out a random root for no fucking reason. Big fuck up by him. Can you stop spectating my game, you fucker? Stop judging my challenger play. uh, okay, so you're not gonna get level 2 here, basically guaranteed. So you wanna, so you need to, oh, fucking dude, keep me on goddamn manual camera. Thank you very much. So you know you're not gonna get level, oh, you actually do end up getting it. Okay, nice. So then you play up for it, you cancel an auto though. You also use W for minion clear, and then you hit a minion. Okay, so here's what you wanted to do here. Okay, we'll go back to here. So the first wave's dying. You're trying to get level 2, of course, because you're trying to get your level 2 power spike. Your W comes up. You should have shot your W, like, immediately. Is that Swain Ivern support? It is a Senna and Ivern. Senna's ADC, Ivern support, and it is a Swain support and a Senna ADC. So you want to shoot your W immediately here. The reason why I shoot the W here is because you get your Frost passive. You know how your Frost passive, when you hit them the first time, they do more damage on the second autos and shit like
Yep.
that? Yeah. So your
Yep.
W applies the Frost passive, you hit level 2 faster, you also clear this minion. Because you need to rush level 2. And by the time you use your W, it's 14-second cooldown. The 14 seconds, so 209, remember that number. So it will be 14 seconds on that is 223.
225. Or
Yeah,
yeah,
23.
223. Sorry.
So 223 will be when your W comes back up. So once you shoot your W, right? Then you start autoing these minions. So be autoing. Right now you're holding your W. So autoing. Trying to get level 2. I thought they were going to get it, but you ended up getting a little bit fast because you finally do use your W. So 223, you hit level 2. You would have hit it maybe a little bit earlier, and you could have ran at them, and your W would have been up, or they're forced to, like, not full Ash, but they're forced to do something. And also, she would have hit level 2 instantly after you, because you would have W'd earlier, and you would have hit 4 creeps, compared to, I think you only hit 2 with your W there, if I'm not mistaken, right? So that's a big
Right.
thing, of course, because level 2 is, like, it's not a meme, it is a power spike, of course. You get a second whole ability, and they have 1 and base stats and all that good stuff, right? So, when you do that, and you get your second W, once you know you're hitting level 2, you should already have basically, like, in a perfect world, right? You do the W thing we talked about, you're literally here. Like, you're literally right here. See that crack? That's where your champion is. Why are you there? Well, because of what we were talking about earlier with gank timers. The Trundle most likely is already pathing towards the top side, so you know you can actually, like, very pressure the level 2. I agree it's on Swain's fault, but the Ashe can play, like, impunity here because he's level 2 to level 1, and Swain will always follow up, and Ashe has flash and heal, and she can force sums. So anyways, you can walk up here already. And these guys will be like, oh shit, I'm fucking silver. I don't understand what level 2 is. She'll be doing this. See what she's doing right now? She's making a fucking huge mistake. She doesn't understand how to count to level 2. You do. You understand that 9 minions is level 2. Now, it has to be specifically first full wave and then 3
And then the
melee
3.
creeps. Has
Yeah.
to be the 3 melees. You understand this. He does not. If you were moved up a bit here, you cast your second W slower, and then you start autoing her, and you have your Q, and then you Q her, and then you force a flash and just free damage out. Maybe Ivern engages onto you as a level 1 Pepega, and your Swain follows up as well, because Swain can hit a free root on a slow target. She doesn't flash it. It's silver. People are fucking bad, right? So this is, like, honestly, not a solo kill. I'm not saying that, but, you know, maybe silver players are silver, right? You probably
Fair.
force a summoner here very easily, I would say. It's either she goes down to like 10% HP and you trade sums, which is insane though, because even if you trade some, she's out of lane, she's forced to back. You kind of won the lane from that state if you play the lane correctly from there onward. Like, you just get a free lead, and we're 223 in the game, by the way.
Yeah.
So that's like a huge thing to look for, is level 2s on bottom, and understanding how you want to play the level 2 and where you want to position your champion and where the enemy jungler is. Because the only reason I would tell you not to do this play is if the Trundle started topside. Like, okay, the Trundle started topside, he's just hit bottom, but he might have skipped and done some weird clear and shit like that because you guys don't have a lot of wards. Again, it depends on the champion, right? Like a champion like Lee Sin, he starts topside, he does red, he does maybe wolves blue, right? And then he's like here roughly a little bit before this or a little bit after this. So you can push up, do the quick trade, and then ward, and then you have to play safe again. But here you can play just full retard mode on him. So anyways, so what happens here is you cancel an auto, and then she hits 2, and then you're like, oh shit, I should back off. You start hitting minions. Swain just gets pelted for free by the 2 of them. He also misses the W. And then he pops a potion, and now you're just pushing the wave. So right here, we don't need to use any wards, and you don't. So you hit a W, you get the auto off on her, and then you back up. You get some more minions here, you're just clearing the minions. He hits a root here, you should be punishing. You do, you walk up, you hit 2 autos, 3 autos, you put a ward in the bush, that's fine. You keep autoing, that's too much on there, because now the minions start hitting you, but that's okay. You did good there, you actually punished it properly. You get the cannon minion, you get the range minion. Okay, you missed the range minion. He hits another root. You don't have your W up, it's okay. She flashes. You flash after her. I don't think you can ever kill. You also auto the Ivern there. So, right here, right? When do you W? So you W here on the slow, and then why are you walking back? Like, do you see how you
Yeah.
autoed, and then you... But, like, what are you afraid of? You hit the slow, you see your Swain's positioning up, and even if you're walking back to dodge like the Ivern Q, you would be walking more behind the minions. Now you're like the melees. You're walking behind the cannon. You really W'd, hit the slow, like you hit the ability you wanted to hit. So the thought process is, okay, I'm using my W to slow them so that I can auto them. Instead, you hit the W to run away from them, even though you have minion advantage. What I mean by minion advantage is, I mean, well, you got 1, 2,
Yeah,
3, 4,
I have surplus and he has 3.
So yeah, he would be taking minions too, and you're only gonna be taking 2 minions. Those minions will die instantly. And like I said, so you hit the W here. You actually, like I said, walk up Your Swain walks up, your Swain hits the root, and you would have already autoed her. You know, I don't know if you have Q up. I think you do. See, maybe you get 1 or 2 autos before Swain roots, potentially. Swain hits the root, and then she's actually dead here probably, because then you can flash
Yeah.
kill. But now you flash, and then you canceled an auto, and then you autoed the other guy too. So I don't think you can ever flash there. I think you needed to immediately go, like, just with walking at her immediately. Do you have approach velocity? Yeah, right?
Yes. That's usually what I take on Ashe.
Okay, so he hits another root. You don't have flash. You hit the auto. You don't have W. Oh, you do have W. What the fuck are you doing? Wait a minute. Don't tell me you have W the entire time. Is it broken? Oh, I think it's broken. Yeah. Okay, so you hit the, he hits the root, and then you walk up, you auto, and then yeah, your W's up now, but there's not much you can do really. You just hit the tower for free. So instead of hitting the tower, what you should have done is you should have just shoved the next wave. So like, yeah,
Right.
you hit the tower here, and then I want you to immediately start hitting the wave to shove it. So instead of Wing him, save the W, get a better angle on the minion wave, and then just cast your Q on the minions so you shove it as fast as possible.
First blood.
Right. Okay.
So like right here, I basically would have sat here, and then I would have clicked W on basically the 4 of the 5. I don't think you ever get the 5 of the 5. And then, yeah, you just hit your Q and you start autoing them down just to kill them as fast as possible. See how you're like playing more to last hit here? Like that's fine, of course you want to last hit them, but you should be able to like auto them down and last hit them at the same time type thing. Okay, so yeah, you're just really, really slow on that. And then you take the... Okay. So see, Swain is a smart one here. Swain understands, okay, now we reset. Like, I understand you have a shit buy. You can buy your... Because I know you rush Berserkers on Ashe, right?
It's the Noon Quiver if you want to go. You could go, if you're going Shield Bow, you can go the Vampiric Scepter. But generally speaking, I think the Noon Quiver is your first buy. And if you're having a really shit buy, then I guess you'd pick up the pickaxe.
So, how I... Basically, I'm just going to tell you, no. You only ever go Noon Quiver if you back on, like, exactly... Or, sorry. It's Noon Quiver, right? The fucking 1300 gold
It's
item.
1300.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
You only get that if you get 1300 gold. You actually want the boots on Ashe. The Berserkers are really important for multiple reasons, right? One,
The attack
you
speed.
want movement speed because Ashe, you want to run them down and auto them down, and when they're auto, they're slowed. So it's you take away their movement speed, and then by getting boots, you add to your movement speed, and you have approach velocity, and you have attack speed, which applies your Q to whittle them down more and more and more, right? That's why boots on Ashe, it's like boots on Jinx. You actually go that first item basically every fucking game. The only time you wouldn't is if you just get like a fucking crazy gold influx, and then you would buy something else. But you always want to go boots on Ashe. You always are looking for a 1,100 gold recall, and you want to force that because the enemy AD is like, wait, I don't want to go boots. I want to go my new quiver. Well, I guess I'm gonna buy 2 daggers and a longsword. And you're like, okay, you got 2 daggers and a longsword. I got my boots. I can now kill you on this next, like after the reset. So that's like your quote unquote power spike for Ashe. So yeah, that you always want to basically go boots, unless like of course you have the 1,300 gold. And even then, I would definitely look into it because I believe still you might still actually want to go boots. Cause I know boots is like really huge on Ashe. But anyways, yeah. So you're 21 CS to 10, so you should have reset here for 3 reasons basically. One reason, you pushed out Senna, so you know that she's walking back. We'll just turn on all vision, right? So she's almost here. So you shove out the lane a little faster than what you should have done. Obviously, you fucked it up. You were slow. You shove out the lane faster because you know Senna's back. You want to shove the lane so that your creeps die to the tower. She gets denied gold and XP, of course. And then you get a free recall because, well, the next wave's still pulling up. The next wave wouldn't be here. The wave would be, maybe around here because you do it a little faster, right?
Yeah.
And then you back. And then as you come back and walk back, oh, it's a cannon wave. Well, cannon waves are very hard to push. So if the Ashe tries to push the wave to try to deny you, she will be the Senna, she'll be unable to do it because the cannon minion makes the wave an extra creep and just it's tanky as a motherfucker, right? So then when you get back, there'll be a nice fat wave for you to pick up, and you would have had a better gold buy than she did. Because look, she backed only on 1,000, and she picked up a longsword and a couple potions. You have 700, or no, sorry, not 1,000. You have a 200 gold advantage on your reset. And a little bit more because that 62 gold is going unspent, and she bought 2 potions, which wastes 100 gold. By the way, never buy potions after your first like initial spawn. Like on resets, never buy potions. That's the thing that a lot of silver players do. Do not do that. So right here, like I said, I would have backed like Swain's doing. I would have been faster on it too because I would have pushed the wave. And then I would have bought boots and I would have bought the dagger because those are the two things I want on Ashe. Like we talked about, movement speed, dagger. And then with that extra 100 gold, I would have just kept it. Don't buy potions. You can buy a control ward. I would say that's a very good buy. I would buy a control ward, dump the control ward in the tri bush, right? Very nicely. And then, yeah, come back to lane. There's a fat wave waiting for me. That's what I would have done. Wave manipulation is very, very important in bot lane. Instead, we're out of mana, and we're staying to do what? What are we trying to do? We're trying to 1v2 the lane, push in this wave to deny her? Wait, she's here. We can't push a cannon minion wave. We're Ashe level 3. Oh, we have no flash, by the way, because you used it on that flash trade. And now there's two people here in our supports in base on a nice reset, and our support picked up an amp tome, and oh, Ivern doesn't have anything because Ivern never reset. So that's another thing is you're locking Ivern into the lane because Ivern didn't reset. So now you both have a fresh reset. Your reset is better than hers, like just strictly better. And then your Swain's reset is just a lot better because the Ivern has never reset, and the Ivern is going right now, and he just has an amp tome advantage. So yeah, this is just like the lane was won in the fact that you probably would have got a solo kill if you did the initial play that I talked about properly. It still ended up being quite good. Like I said, you ended up trading flashes, not a big deal. You can still basically win the lane right here if you just have reset it on the proper time because you would have had such an advantage. So anyways, we decide to stick around. We deny ourselves CS. It's really surprising. I mean, this Ivern's just dog shit. He's really not pressuring you enough. But, you know, I mean, you are missing minions. Like, you can see what you're doing is so pointless, right? Because you're not doing anything. Like, you lost 5 minions, and you would have been... Look where Swain is, right? You would have been here.
Yeah.
You would have been, you know? So, those 5 minions, it's not a big deal because the cannon minion would pull up, and then you'd be able to get it. And also, like I said, you should have been pulling up with this wave if you did the reset properly.
I think it was just an error in judgment on the previous when I pushed the wave too slow the first time. Which I think, and that's not Swain's fault. I think I should have backed, but I also think he probably could have helped me push it, and that would have.
No, Swain was proper for sure, because you were trying to push another wave that you just don't push that. And now they're just gonna run you down because she has an advantage on you. Because even though you're up CS, she has that Doran and the longsword, and she also has a potion advantage.
Right.
So he hits a root, but there's a fat wave, so it's kind of hard to follow up on it. And you've already used your cooldowns. And now, even though you're up 10 CS on her, and a little bit more because you're gonna pick up this wave, you are losing. So now you're low HP, and you're stuck in a spot where there's this wave in front of you that you want to grab. Ooh, dude, that guy hit that shit. You're dead there. Very lucky. And then now you have the decision of there's another wave here. It's a cannon wave. I want to reset. So now you go to reset, and Senna is here to clear the wave and push it and shove it. Granted, Senna is a very bad shove, so you got super, super lucky in the fact that I don't think she's going to be able to shove this. Depends how much Ivern does, depends on how much Swain does, really. If Swain actually contests the wave shove, and depends if Ivern really helps him wave shove. Because the two together can definitely do it, but they have to do it properly. And, I mean, if Swain contests, they might not go for it, because she's not low per se, but he's actually So, again, now you're resetting, and I bet it's because, okay, so you have 1,100 gold, but you're not even going to buy boots you talked about. But again, you should have already been, like, you should have already taken your base, because it was just a better timer than this, because you base now, and the wave's already here. The other base we were talking about, the wave was only here. By the time you based, you would have pulled up with the next wave after that, and it would have just, yeah, you wouldn't have been denied as much. So you end up saying again.
I think I made a mistake because I saw the Rammus come up, and then I just backed.
So now you're going to miss this entire cannon wave, guaranteed. And then they actually get to shove in another wave. Ooh, Rammus comes. So you don't buy boots here. We already talked about that, so I'm not going to repeat myself.
Yeah, no.
So
I actually
you were up 10 CS. Now you end up keeping the lead. That's only because the Ram is ganked. You got very lucky that your jungler came and helped you. Okay, he's pulling up. All right, so right here, put it. See, it's awkward, but okay. So you have boots here in the correct world, right? So with the boots, obviously you want to have room to be able to run them down. So what you want to do is you want to freeze the lane right here because you're not gonna be able to push this before she gets back, and you can actually create a freeze here because it's 4 casters and 3 melees, so you're 2 melees, 3
Right.
casters, or you get a slow push. Either way, it's fine because by the time Senna gets here, oh, there's actually another caster there. No, it will freeze. So when Senna does get here, you will be able to. She'll try to break the freeze, right? She'll pull up, and then you have your Swain with you, and then you guys actually just walk the dog down the lane and kill her because she does not have flash, and you can just W, slow, auto, Swain roots, and then when she casts her like cloaking thing, you're already on top of her basically melee range, doing more damage than her because she's unable to keep up with your attack speed, and you're just slowing her. And because you're slowing her, she's gonna be canceling a lot of autos if she is trying to turn around and hit you because like she has to stop, turn around, hit you, and then start moving again. But it's also she's slowed and you're just faster and you're just autoing, moving, right? So instead of pushing, you should be freezing here, which you're not doing, obviously. You're hitting the minions, right? So you know how to freeze, right?
Yep.
Okay.
Just last hit and support, usually for range minions that you want to keep it in place.
Yeah, this would have easily frozen here. It's actually basically almost freezing you with you fucking it up that hard. Obviously, you don't have the mentality to freeze, right? But yeah, that would have been really optimal here. Because as you can see, right? So it would have been stuck here, and she has to spend more time coming, and when the cannon wave pulls up, it's perfectly frozen. And then, like I said, when she comes, you can just run her down with your boots and your fucking W and your auto attacks, and your Swain pulls up and hits a root, because they're slowed, Swain W, like there's... And also, when you're going to hit 6 soon, again, Ashe loves level 6 because now you have your own setup for your R. So now when she pulls up to try and break the freeze, she's forced to walk up into you, you hit R, oh, now she has to run away, oh, but she's stunned, and then you auto her, oh, now she's slow, and she's W, and you know what I mean? Like, she doesn't have flash to get away, she's always going to die here because you have just so much movement speed and attack speed, or sorry, not attack speed slow, but slow on your kit. So, yeah, it's literally like, you do the level 2, I think you're getting a kill, you do the proper reset, you extend your lead, and then you come back, and then you just kill her here, basically. Or she just loses like 30 CS, and that's 2 kills. Every 15 CS is a kill. So
Right.
the lane is 1 at this point. You have won the lane at the minute of 7, basically. Guaranteed. In this specific instance, anyways, right? But you want to be looking for the similar things every game. Depending on junglers, though, right? Because this is you playing a weak side role compared to a strong side. So right here, we're just mindlessly shoving. I already talked about it. I'm not going to go over it again. I'm just going to speed this up. Alright. So you hit a W here, and again, so you hit your W and you're walking away instead of walking into her. You know you're stronger than her, you should be trying to look to fight her, right? You're a level up and your Swain's here. Granted, you could be like, oh, but I don't know where Ivern is. It doesn't really matter because you know Swain is stronger than Ivern because Swain got a kill, he has Lost Chapter, and you're stronger than her because you have the level. Now she did tick 5, but at the time she was level 4. And if you're harassing her, she'll be unable to hit 4, and if she does hit 4, I mean, you're free autoing her, right? Because she's trying to hit creeps while you're hitting her.
Right.
So like right here, I don't think she would have. It's tough to say. I don't think she would have died, but she would have taken a fuck ton of damage if you just W started autoing, because then Swain pulls up, hits the W. Now she's forced, oh fuck, I have to walk up into Swain W, or I get slowed, and oh, I'm just slowed, like I can't, there's no way to juke it, right? So she's going to hit by the W, which is a huge slow, into the Swain route. She has no flash still for a bit. Maybe you pop a heal and whatnot, you know what I mean? So it's good. So right now we're walking over to, what are we doing? We're going to ward? What are we doing? Okay, we're going to ward, but there's a wave here, right? Like, I understand you want to help your jungler. So you just come in, help him out. He ghosts out, Rammus hits the R. Boom, bam, boom. He's dead. Alright, nice. So then you come back over here, you're level 6. This can work very well. Okay, so don't R. Like, okay, obviously, like, this R is, like, bad for, like, multiple reasons. So, first of all, you know she's gonna be walking, like, up, right? Like, you know she's gonna be walking into him to try and kill him. She's not gonna be walking back. So, like, it's dumb to throw it behind. I don't understand. Second thing is, you can just hold it, dude. You can just walk up to the melee and shoot it. It's guaranteed, basically, right?
Yeah, this game was. I'm normally pretty good with them. If I'm making a long shot, which I tend to not try to do too often because those are high risk, low reward, unless you really nail it.
Yeah,
You
so
have to be
like
very
right
predictive.
here is like prime ASHE territory, right? Okay, so you W'd minions here instead of holding it. You're walking back for no reason. Okay, at least thank God you fucking killed her. I was gonna, like, bruh.
Scream. Yeah, me too.
So here, watch. So obviously the R is bad, like we talked about. You have W, right? W right there. Perfect. Okay. Where are we going? See what you did there? Look what you did. Look at
It must be a habit with my mouse. So I do a lot of, like, I click back and forth, up and down a lot to make sure that I'm always clicking around so that I'm,
like, again, look, see how you click back there? Like, you actually,
Mhm.
like, I don't understand, like, you're just, like, clicking for the sake of clicking. The reason you click back and forward is to be juking abilities. But you're just, like, walking to a place and you're clicking. So here's how I'm clicking when I'm playing your character, right? I'm clicking like this, and I'm bringing my character here in this zone. Why? Because they have to walk to here to get their tower. If they walk up, Oriana's here, and I can always just walk down there. Also, I still have my ultimate up, of course, right? Then they're forced to walk to me. No, they are going to walk through me. So they flash down here. See how you're here? I would have been up here because I know where they're going to go. You know where they're going to escape, right? So then, when you do see him now, because I think, was that your ward? Yes, it was your ward. So you're here. You put the ward, Ivern's here. You're just hitting him like this. And as he moves towards you, you move closer and closer towards his tower. Why are you moving closer towards his tower? So that you have less, like, ability for him to be able to run away and out of your auto range. You force him to have to run through you. And you're just pelting the entire time. And you stay, as soon as you, like, just outside the auto range, you literally just squat your character down, hit the S key, and just start right-clicking. Actually, not even moving. You don't even kiting. You're just fucking right-clicking, standing still. Why? Because you're basically a turret. You're the turret before their turret. And if he goes for you, he's going to die because he's getting slowed. He's getting beat up. And then if you need to walk into turret range to kill him, you walk into turret range to finish him. Instead, this guy is able to live because he ends up flashing and using the bush thing because you're not in position. And then you do get her at least. But I think you would have gotten a double if you played it properly as like more of a sentry turret. And again, if you had R up, you would have R'd Ivern and he would have died or he would have flashed it. But this is a silver player. No, Johnny's flashing that. So you get one kill at least, then you do deny this fat wave, which is good, but it could have been a lot better, for sure. So again, you're hitting plate here. I would have liked to, so after you get the second plate, you should start hitting wave. Oh, Trundle's here. All right, we just gotta leave. So I would finish clearing the wave because you see Trundle back off and Ivern back off, and you have Swain coming in soon, and you have your flash and your heal, worst comes to worst. Reason why I shove this wave is we know that Senna like just died, so she's not that close at all. In fact, she's at her like Nexus turret, or sorry, Inhib turret, which I would have guessed she's still there. So you're actually able to shove this entire wave into the tower, and she will not get any of this wave if you do it fast enough, which I think you can do it because you also have your Swain that's basically right here. Like he'll help you with a little bit at the tail end of it, right? So.
Right.
Anyways, now you buy your Noon Quiver and your pickaxe. I think Kraken is good this game because they have the Trundle. I don't like Shield Bow at all. I think Gale Force is good. I think the problem with Shield Bow is that you just do no damage with it, like period. And yes, you do survive a little bit more, but I feel like it's almost that sense of I'd rather do as much damage as possible and have Kraken and more so just like I can like kill people. Whereas with Shield Bow, yeah, I'm living, but I'm like doing like 5 damage because remember the Kraken damage is guaranteed because it's true damage. So it doesn't matter how much armor and MR they have, like, right? It's always going to do that 130, 120. The other thing is that Kraken gives you more attack speed, more AD, and the stats it gives you, like the Mythic passive, is attack speed, which actually loves attack speed. That's why you go Lethal Temple, right? Compared to the Shield Bow, which is giving you AD and HP, where you're like, okay, the HP is more tanky, okay, AD, yeah, but I'd rather have attack speed because I'm more of an attack speed based character. So.
Right.
Yeah. So the other thing we haven't really talked about this game is the Twitch pick. So he has picked up boots, so you do know that he is going to start roaming. So you just have to pay attention to your Oriana, or just look, just on your mini map. But okay, why is he in lane or something? Like what's going on mid? Just looking every once in a while just to see what's going on. It's just these things you have to do, like it's not the only champion Twitch. Like obviously Twitch is a champion you're not gonna see a lot, but Talon is a perfect example, right? Or of a Katarina, right? Where they're just gonna go bond and fuck you guys up. But if you just pay attention to the map and you're just looking mid every once in a while just to see what's happening and whatnot, maybe F keying, maybe just panning over, right? You'll be able to see like, okay, they're both low. Okay, he probably backed. Okay. Oh, Katarina has big power right now. She's moving down. Oh shit. Okay, I should probably play a little bit safer. Hug my turret a little bit more. Let the wave come to me, type thing, right? So you're checking the dragon, they're not doing it, you're good. So you go back to lane. So right now she's 6, you're 6. So you see that your mid laner is big up here and you see Trundle's here. So okay, jungler's not here. It's me and Senna. Oh look where this Ivern is. Why is Ivern allowed to be here, right? So you try to shove him out. And then you see that someone's hitting dragon now. So you walk over to investigate, I assume. Okay, no, we walk back. That's fine. Do you have your triggered up? No, you don't. Alright, and we haven't bought a control ward either for that bush. You guys have no vision either of these bushes. Which one of you should have a control ward? So right here, again, you can play a little bit like more aggressiveness. Remember, you have an entire pickaxe, so you can be shooting W's at them and then just slowing them and starting to Q and just auto them in general. And then if they get low enough, you can R and force a flash, or R and maybe you hit it and then kill because Swain can pull on that and then the Swain pull on top, right? So there you
In
go. We
this
start with
matchup,
the
is
W.
it better for Swain to be the initiator on setting up, or should I be the one? Because
You hit
like, this is a
W and slow, and then you can R into the Swain pull, because your R is probably easier to hit than Swain pull, because the hitbox is wider on it. The big thing is
Right.
you're Wing, right? And remember, you're playing with a guy who probably has his monitor fucking off. So why not be the one to be like, hey, buddy, look, I hit my thing. Why can't you? You can. It's point and click now for you, buddy. You know what I mean? So right here, you do it, right? You pull, he pulls, and then you're hitting her, you're hitting her, you're hitting her. Only issue? No shot, she lives. Oh my god, dude. Okay. So again, this is the same exact issue mistake you made, right? This one punished you. Look, you auto, you're rooted here, okay? Look, why are you standing still? We're standing still for what, 2 seconds there? And she lives with 2 HP. Why? Because we're not auto moving. You have max attack speed. You should have boots. You don't, but you still have approach velocity. You still always kill her here, by the way. Do you see what I mean? So here, one more time, right? So you get rooted here, fair enough. So you're free to move at 10:30, right? You don't start moving at 10 till 10:33. So you stand still for 3 seconds, and look, she obviously dies if you moved up just a little bit.
right.
Like you're not actually auto spacing and kiting properly. And then you get knocked up by thing. You're like, ah, whatever. And then he ends up killing her, but this guy dies for no reason now, and he did not need to die. And you blow your flash on Tibbers for no reason at all. No, absolutely no. And then you end up dying to the Twitch. So you died to the enemy mid laner for no reason. You lose your flash and your heal for no reason. You get your support killed for no reason. And your support loses Ignite for no reason. And he loses R for no reason. Well, I know, I think he always needed R, but Ignite's gone. I think Ignite's fine, but your heal and flash, you never need to use that there. You could have saved it, and you died for no reason as well. And you lost just a bunch of HP. Because by the time Twitch does show up, you can just flash heal out, and you'll never die to the Twitch. Every time, because you have more HP than that, right? So yeah, you just basically like just throw your lead a bit. Now, granted, Senna doesn't get any kills, but the Twitch gets a double kill that was because of your mistake. So we have our, so we're starting to get boots now. Speed this up a bit. Alright, so enter back in the laning phase. We don't have a trinket. We have our R up soon enough, so we definitely want to use that R off cooldown. Currently has 20 seconds, so in 20 seconds I'm going to look for another play. Timing flash timers is very good on ASHE. It's really simple to do, right? You just ping, they use flash, you just later, you know, when you're on a reset or whatever, and just walk in a lane, you know, you just go, okay, 5 minutes plus whatever. Okay, so I ping the flash at 11:48. All right, we just go 16:48. Swain at, for example, right? And then when you know they don't have flash, you know, okay, all I gotta do is walk at this guy, click W, R, because we're not behind, right? We're winning in damage department, we're winning in all that. We just need to be able to lock down the kill and kill him, and actually like space our auto attacks correctly and chase him down and run him down, right? So right here, you should know that they both don't have flashes, so you can kill either one. Ivern might be a little bit easier to kill. The best window of opportunity to kill would be if Ivern uses the shield, like here, for example, you just R the Ivern after you W him, of course, because you want to slow him, so you're guaranteed to hit the R, and you just kill him. Because he does not have shield to give for a little bit of time, right? Now, obviously, you don't have your R up here, but this is what you're looking for, literally, this instance right here. The reason I say Ivern instead of Senna is because Senna does have the cloaking thing, and then you're unable to see her once she gets out of your ultimate, and you have to get very, very close to her, which can be very challenging at times. So, if she does use the cloaking thing, yes, of course, you should go on her. But also, you should just be more looking for when Ivern randomly uses shield. Now, good players would never do what Ivern does here, because this is literally just, I don't know, the guy's just bored. He's just using his abilities, right? There's no reason for using the shield, period. So he's, like I said, he's literally inting and just being like, hey, come kill us, dude. Shield's down. But you don't have ours, so you can't punish it right now, at least. So you get rooted here, you get rooted again. It's okay. Alright, so you just hit him with a quick auto. And you have R here, so right here, when do you have your R?
Maybe another 5 seconds.
So after you hit the W, yeah, you have R. So auto, and then see how you're running away? No, no, no. You walk in and you click R and you kill her there. She has no flash. You're already so close to her that when she does get out of your R, she does put down the shroud, you will already be melee range on top of her, and she is dead because she is unable to run away from you fast enough. And of course, you hit R, Swain can pull, she's even closer to you, right?
Now, at this point, should you be concerned, given at that point you're way far extended over, so you're taking the full brunt of tanking the minion wave? Is that going to matter, that extra damage, or no?
No, because it's later into the game now, you have more base levels, and you're doing way more damage than Senna is. You don't have to, you're strong enough that you can just force now
Right.
into this instance.
I guess the Doran's blade has enough lifesteal into it.
It's not that, it's you have armor now. You have 48 base armor, right? And it's also that you now have more damage than her by an entire pickaxe, and she is chain CC dead. You are her, and your R is a stun of, I don't know,
Well, it'll be about 1 second, I think.
1 point whatever. Yeah, like very little. But the point is, it's 1 second into a Swain pull, right? Which is, I don't fucking know, it doesn't really say, but whatever. Swain pull into the Swain E, which is a root for 1.5. So she's gonna basically hit with about,
3 seconds.
3 seconds of CC roughly, right? In that 3 seconds, she is dead or your melee range on top of her. And when she does start hitting you, you're full HP, she's already low, and you just finish her off. And the minion damage doesn't really matter. And Ivern isn't like a damage support, so. So again, right here, you hit W, look how much damage you're doing, you should be autoing her. She's actually inting walking up, so Ivern used shields, so right here, you want to walk up and start autoing her. You don't have W, you do have W, so yeah, literally right there is another kill window. So right here. So you use W, right? He shields. Right here, you should have walked up way farther because you say, okay, Ivern shield down, I have Q up, my W's about to come up, I'm going to walk up, contest her for these minions. And then you W her here because you're in W range because you're a little bit farther up, and then you Q. Even the Ivern, doesn't matter. Either one is fine to go on here. But now they're at the turret, now you don't have a kill because now they're too close to the turret and it's kind of too hard. You can't run them down. So Swain misses a root. So instead of shoving the wave here like you're doing, don't shove it, just last hit it so that they're forced to come up and last it and they'll lose a couple of minions here and there. Reason being, if they walk up, then you can hit a free W into R and get a kill. Because you know they don't have flashes. So right here, yeah, you hit the W, which is good. And again, you could have just kept walking up, autoed her, because look, this guy used his shield for no reason, and you R her and you kill her. So again, Ira's wasting shield, right? We can be punishing this. It's just the same like big thing in this specific lane. Like obviously every lane has like a certain core ability that you want to punish, right? That's what League of Legends is in a nutshell. Something like a Thresh missing a Q or a Blitz missing a Q, you can punish. Janna not having shield, Lulu not having shield, Lulu being out of position. Like there's so many things you can do. But you're just kind of like shaking hands and just being like, okay, you can just spam your fucking Ivory off cooldown. I don't care. It doesn't bother me. I'm just trying to farm up instead of trying to win the lane and win the game through being strong through your laning phase, right?
Right. Yeah, no, I think this has been very enlightening in the sense that, again, I'm glad I did pick this game because while I did really well metrics-wise after the game in the stat line, it's very clear that there's some very simple, obvious things that you click one way forward in a different direction, all of a sudden.
Yeah, like this game,
gold.
like we talked about. So you should have got that kill level 1, and then when the reset comes in, you're freezing. She's forced to walk up. She dies again. That's 2 kills, and then the Twitch coming in. I mean, now we're going too much in the game where it's because you're so fed. There's some things that you just wouldn't happen, right? You'd be like 3, 4, and then maybe a 5th kill right there. You'd be 5-0. Probably.
Right.
It's hard because the first one's like guaranteed 100%, and then now it's I'm re-showing you. Okay, let's say you didn't do any of that shit, you could have got a kill here still. Okay, you didn't do any of that shit, you still could have got a kill here. So it's hard to be like, well, you could have got 5 kills, but you could have got at least the first 3, I think, basically guarantee, because those are very,
Right.
very. But then after that, it's a little more like, okay, the only reason these exist is because you fucked up earlier. So, but yeah, I think easy or 5-0 this game, to be honest.
But even at that, I think the more important realization here is not so much the kills that you could secure, but just the XP and gold you could be denying.
So you just ran the wrong way here. Like I don't understand what this is by you. So right here, right, just real quick. This is really
Yeah, we
simplistic.
definitely weren't on the same page.
Like they're pinging, I'm coming, Ramus is pulling up, and then you shoot your R like here. Like why are we shooting our R? Why are we not waiting for Ramus to hit the CC first? Ramus' CC is basic brain dead, right? He literally hits a taunt button and they're standing still, and then you hit R. So
Right.
you let the point click hit first. Hi, walk in shadow. This guy's got the rad IRL stuff, bro, in the iPav. Yo, iPav is a piece of shit, dog shit, subhuman scumfuck, by the way. Anyways. That man has inted me like 2 or 3 times. He's actually disgusting. But anyways, back to this. So yeah. So you're not really here, you're not really in this at all, but you know, your team does it, they get a kill. Looks like you don't die. Yes. And Oriana gets a kill as well. She has a bounty, and wow, phase rush is that broken. I don't know what that is from Swain, but whatever. Where are you? Oh, you did get executed. What the fuck happened?
That's what I think the brush. I'm not sure.
Team double kill.
Did
I
you
think,
just walk? Yeah, you just walked in a tower, eh?
I thought I was.
We're gonna fast forward that. All right, let's see what we're buying here. Okay, so yeah, we're just going to Kraken Slayer.
Yeah.
So we go mid here. That's okay. We're catching the mid wave. We come back bottom. So right here, honestly, no, I think this is fine. I was gonna say honestly, I think you can walk behind them and kill them, but I don't think you can because I don't think you're that fed, and you don't have ultimate too. This is fine to walk up W him, but you don't have R. That's the problem. You can hit her for sure here, which you do end up doing, which is good. So you're letting her auto here, so you like, why are we Eing, right? Just auto. She's on vision, she's hitting you. You can just hit her and slow her and keep her slow, so Swain can follow up, hit his shit, and your R's coming up soon. Like,
Right.
you clicked E instead of just right-clicking her and slowing her. Now we click R, because it's finally up, which is good. And you see how easy it is? Like, you literally just murder her, and that was without you Wing and autoing her like 3 times before you hit R. And then we flash in, like, what are the, like, there's no shot you're ever killing this guy. And then we're tanking tower. Like, what? God, come on. This is, like, really simple troll shit. Like, that's the play. You're done. Like, you just got kind of hyped, right? And you're like, oh, I can get another one. Oh my god, I'm fucking Faker. Oh my god, I'm going in. Oh wait, he's full HP and I'm fucking 2 HP. And he just still has R. Oh no, and he put that shield thing back on. I forgot the shield thing's a low cooldown. Oh no. Oh, I'm taking 2 tower hits. It doesn't matter if he doesn't die. I'm rooted. Ah, shit. You know what I mean? Like, that's just, like, you're just inting. Like, that is int, my guy. That is int. Alright, we're gonna fast forward. So you
Yep.
got your Kraken.
Red team's turret has been
Now,
destroyed.
of course, so after the bottom tower falls, you want to rotate mid, and you basically just want to be bouncing waves mid. So you go to take Raptors, which is fine. Nothing wrong with that. So you go bottom instead because there's a wave here and your Oriana is going mid, but I would just be typing, hey Oriana, can I farm mid now, please? Thank you. Shit like that, I would have done. But anyways, you're here. You do win this. You just run her down. Good R. But why are we like what are you like? I don't understand. Again, it's the same.
I think I got
mistakes,
minion
dude.
blocked there.
No. Look. I'll show you. It's the same mistake. You hit W. You walk back. I didn't slow it down. We're walking at her. 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 We click R. I don't think you got minion block because I think you actually like pathed around. It may have been minion block. Yeah. Either way, when you hit the first one right here.
Yeah,
So we
because that
clear
one
the ward.
there, I did feel like I wanted to.
So we hit W right here, and we walk around. Like what are we doing there? You know what I mean? You could have autoed already. You could have already moved up. So you're 1 space ahead the entire time. So you cast R. You would have already been like here basically because you did that little backspace thing. Anyways, you do end up killing her, I assume here, because you have autos and W. This is when you shoot E, very good, and then now you auto. Nice. All right, good. So that's what you want to be doing a lot more as ASHE. That's why ASHE is a very easy champion, because you just literally slow them and then R them and stun them and just fucking kill them. Because you just auto for a fuck ton. Alright. So now we're going to get more into team fighting. So laning phase is basically over. So that's basically like the laning phase portion, I guess you could say. Okay, what the fuck is that? Alright, we've already explained this a billion times, so I'm not going to go over it again, but buddy, you're trolling. So yeah, definitely PD second, I agree, into IE. I believe in the email, I remember you talked about Xyz. I think Xyz is definitely very good this game. I would get the Kraken into attack speed boots, and then probably the Xyz The only thing is Rammus has it, and you can tell Swain to get it after Zanyas, but the thing is, he's
Yeah.
Zanya's, right? So it's kind of like a little awkward. So I think that you could get your full PD and then just Xyz, but Xyz is always like decent after you get the Hurricane. You can't really go wrong with that, right? So you can just do it like that. And then you get IE on your third item, and kind of that's your thing. Anyways, so now we're mid. Our mid laner's not going bottom. We're kind of sad. We're face checking bush. Alright, so we pull up, use our E. We see, oh, there's a Twitch here. Oh, there's these guys here. We have ultimate up. So, do we click R? We click R. Okay, there we go. We clicked R, and it's easy peasy double kill. Alright, nice. You guys are like big ahead this game. So now we get a free tower here for sure. So we just take the tower to create a minion wave. Where are we going? Aren't we hitting top tower? You can just push top tower by yourself. Or help your team mid. Okay, we go take the camp. This is fine to do, but I think you could have pressured more and then went and done it. There's a wave top for you to grab.
Yeah, I think I was just doing it to bounce the wave in. Or maybe I didn't. No, I didn't.
No. Yeah, you grab
Just
it
greed.
mid. No,
Just
it's
greed.
good to take jungle camps. No, you're absolutely right to take jungle camps, but it's just the timing that you did it was a little too early. You could have punished a little bit more for their mistakes and then done it. Anyways, you have no mana, so you have to be worried about that. Dragon is spawning in... What? Why are we at Dragon Piss? 3 minutes, guys. What the fuck are we doing here? I don't know what you're doing here. I guess it's UC or Mundo. He's fed. You want to follow the homie. Cancel an auto there, and then you just auto this guy down. Really easy. Make it look broken. So these keep going. Again, don't R like that ever. Like, just don't. Like, wait until he hits the CC, then R. Like, right here, now you could have R'd, but honestly, I wouldn't have, because, like, he's out. You know what I mean? He's gone.
Yeah, it's not worth it. Save your cooldown.
Exactly. Because you had R, and there's nothing that occurs on that R.
Yeah, that is one thing I will say. This game, I was terrible on my R's in most cases. They're just blatant, stupid uses. I'm usually better with them, but...
I mean, we're just winning the game, basically, right? You just inting, you're just killing them. Nothing really much to be said about that now. The big things about this game was lane base, because I mean, your top laner, I believe, popped off, and your mid laner, and you're doing pretty good, and you did alright. You could have definitely been, like, fucking cracked, but you were okay. So you flash out, you put the W down, you don't hit Trundle with him, though. You do a point blank guard on him, which is good. And we are outie, and we got a fuck ton of money, and we're gonna go buy some items. So we buy our PD. What the fuck is... Okay. Alright, so, by the way, you just hit gold because you just build better now, and you're just gonna climb. Like, congratulations. So, you go PD, and then you go IE, and then that's when it gets a little spicy. So on ASHE, right, you can do LDR, you can do Lord Dominic's Regards, in case you don't know, Mortal Reminder, you can do GA, you can do BT, right? You have all these options, all these choices. But you basically always want to go Kraken, PD, IE consistently. The only way you would go LDR third instead of IE is if they literally have like 4 fucking tanks or 3 tanks, like actual tanks to, like, let's say they have a Leona support, a Malachi tank top, and they have like a Rammus jungle. You're like, okay, I'm going fucking Kraken into Phantom Dancer into Lord Dominic's, and then you pick up your IE after and shit like that, and then you probably would get Blade the Rune King, and that would probably be your build. I think GA is usually quite bad, so I would say don't really get a GA. It's not that important, unless they're playing more of like a you're the only carry and they're diving into you. You want to survive the dive. You think that your team can turn off of them diving hard into you, wasting cooldowns. Then you should get a GA. But usually something like a Lord Dominic's Mortal Reminder. Like this game, for example, you get your IE, you have your Xyz, and then you upgrade your Xyz to Mortal Reminder, and then you get Lord Dominic's Regards, and that's your build. You have Mortal Reminder and Lord Dominic's Regards this game because they have the Trundle. Actually, you don't really need an LDR.
I don't think I need
Yeah,
it.
you don't need LDR.
I think
no.
the Kraken.
I think you just get
Kraken
the
was enough.
Yeah, I think you don't need LDR. I think you just need Mortal Reminder for sure, and then you can go a BT as the 6th item. I'd say is pretty solid. Yeah, I like the BT because it gives you the shield to help. Because the GA won't really, because your team's diving in, right? They're not really diving in. The only thing is the Twitch R, where the BT shield can help with that, and just life stealing and draining off them is always nice. Especially a champion, they would procs it quite easily with their Q. So you get red buff, you get our Raptors going Baron. We shove the mid wave out first, then we go Baron. We get Baron, we go top, or what? What are we doing, Dragon? I'm just gonna... I didn't know they were team down mid. See if there's anything interesting here. Probably not. Alright, so she gets stock wave, you are nice, W, auto. You get rooted in the back, so instead of walking up, we walk behind finally. Yep, finally turn around, kill him. And then we're walking melee into this guy too. Okay, so basically you're just like really bad but it's simply really bad at walking. So right here, you hit the R, right? Good. W, auto, auto. And then you're hitting this guy instead of hitting her that one time. It's okay, clean it. And then we're still walking. See how much time we're wasting? Wasting like maybe a second or two instead of turning around and instantly killing the Twitch. So you would have killed Twitch faster, and then look what you do. Look, you're actually like really far away from Trundle. And then you start walking into him and you're not autoing him and he just comes spanks you. You literally like come to kiss him. Instead of using your W, instead of auto attacking him and kiting him out with your Q. See what I mean?
Yep.
Okay. And now Dragon's up, we're gonna lose him. We also lost Dark Funk to the Barons. We're just fighting without our team, to be fair. I think it was bad of you to engage, just because you don't, like, your Rammus and your Mundo are near. They're the carry. They're the ones that are really strong. You should be more of so like making sure that they're there and let them engage for you. You don't have to look for picks this game. You guys are winning. You just need to play like a simple 5v5 thing.
Right.
Now Rammus is running in. He says, okay, whatever, I'm gonna go do Dragon. Goes to Dragon. Alright. Now where are we going? Top lane, mid lane? Yeah, we're killing Tibbers.
I thought it's Cupcake.
Sure. We're killing the cupcake. Okay. Wave's eventually gonna come and help you guys. What the fuck? Okay. Alright, so we're just tickling the Trundle a bit. Doing decent damage.
This is an example of where I thought the Kraken was enough. Like I am shredding
Yeah,
them at that point.
So right here,
But
you
I
should
didn't-
have R. Or you don't have R, never mind. I don't know when you used R, but anyways. You're spamming W, autoing whatever's in front of us, right? You're sitting here, standing still, by the way. Never do this. You want to be moving up or moving towards the side or whatever. Don't stand still in auto. Move in between your autos all the time. Learn how to kite or don't play ADC. So that's that. I'm just gonna pause it right here, go back 15 seconds. Okay, so
His turret has been destroyed.
in the email, I'm just gonna read what she said basically. So, blah 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 blah. I felt, fuck, dude, shut up, Senna. Holy shit. Okay, I liked the game because I felt like I did well with damage up in combat trading. Okay, we discussed that. Definitely not. Which I usually feel I do poorly at. Okay, you're right about that. So, given my mistakes in one of the big air games I played, maybe. Hey, we can see all those things that make me think I'm a really good level. Okay. So my comment, I do believe someone picked Big Troll. Yes, of course. I did the CS well enough during like the game. Your CS was better than hers, but I didn't really talk about CSing that much this game. I definitely dropped the ball on that one. So definitely missed some gold. I assume so. I didn't really pay attention. That was more say paying attention to laning concepts and more things about like pushing, when to push, why you're pushing, how to trade, how you win trades as Ashe and whatnot, like Ashe specific mechanics too. Um, Story fell out the lane. I was running around a lot and not focusing on CS. I died a couple times stupidly, being over center, just caught by turret range. I think I threw a bush on me, positioning for one. My Ryzen K, my Ryzen was horrible. Drop jungle, blah, blah, arguments. Okay. In terms of utility, my user score was great. It's usually my strong point. So after level 9, make sure you switch to boot string. You did do that, which is very good. You did buy controller for a very long time, I remember. And yeah, so you the thing you say is CS and positioning. I didn't really comment about CS, like whether or not. It's not positioning. It's you're not moving in between your autos. So like the best thing for you to do is you would go. I'm just gonna go real quick once my client stops fucking imploding. What is this? Close that. Okay. Let me just share my. Oh, share my client. Perfect. So, you should go here. You go to training, we'll do practice tool, right? Real quick. Third game. I think I own Ashe. Okay, Ashe. I'll do Ashe runes real quick. I'll just do the basic shit. What the fuck just opened on my screen? Okay. So basically what you want to do, right? You want to go in here. Want to get your lethal tempo. I mean, I'm just gonna do this. This is, you know the runes. I like boots on Ashe, but you can't go the boots rush. That's why you don't go boots, and you do go biscuits. You could also go futures market if you want for quick gold. If you don't want to use biscuits because you are hitting the point where you don't need biscuits and whatnot. We got Wodash and Ruby Marauder. Dude, my fucking everything is dying right now. Okay. So this is what you're gonna do for maybe a little bit of time until you feel like you're confident and you're good at doing it, basically. Oh, also, if they're all squishy, they're not tanky, then go Gale Force so that you can W and then maybe Gale Force into them or use Gale Force to dodge shit and Q. So I'm just gonna
Right.
cheat real quick just to make this like simpler. I'm gonna buy just boots, okay? That's all you want to buy. And then I'll also level myself up once. We'll do 1 point Q. Ah, fuck it. We'll make ourselves level 3. Alright, doesn't really matter. You can buy yourself more attack speed. I just bought the boots just to explain the boots. So we're just gonna walk here, right? We're gonna put on a... You can see my screen, right?
Yep, I can see it.
Okay. We're just gonna spawn a...
Welcome to Summoner's Rift.
Spawn an AW. Okay. So all you're gonna do is we're gonna look at the W. See their W range, right? See how far that is? And there's the auto range. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna hit W. We're gonna walk up. I'm gonna auto. So I'm kind of this side, right? But for example, I'm just gonna flash this to speed this thing up. You see how I'm moving in between every auto? That's what you're gonna practice.
Mhm.
So I'm gonna show you like exactly what I want you just to like start with, like very. Okay, I'm gonna turn that off though real quick. So very quick, right? We hit W. Obviously, max range doesn't really matter. Let's say we hit it here, like we're laning, right? Point is to do that, and then you auto. We have Q now. We auto. Obviously, this guy's running away, but I'm just running straight at him, and I'm moving in between every auto. This was just the boost, right? It gets easier when we do this. Let me just have myself fucked on with gold. Alright, so we do the full build, right? So we're just gonna do the standard build, right? We get that, we talked about that, and we say, okay, we're gonna get, I don't know, we'll do, basically you need that every game, to be honest, and honestly, this is pretty good too. Or no, we'll do LDR. LDR is usually an item you get, but there's a lot of tanks in the meta. Okay, and then we're just gonna level ourselves all the way up to 18, just to show you, like, the potential for it. Doesn't really matter where you put the abilities. You put your champion here. Okay, now we do a max range W. We do max range W and max range R. We walk up. You see how like fluid it is? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So what you're doing, again, this is max attack speed, right? That's why I was showing you basic attack speed to max. So what you're doing, you were doing this, and then you would do it like this. You weren't moving up at all. I know, like, it's hard to like show basically. Like, let me do this real quick just to like really show. Let's make this Ooh, can I decrease my level? Fuck. Okay, whatever. It doesn't really matter. So we're gonna teleport the cursor. So the thing is, I need a moving target, but I can't really, practice was kind of effective. But anyways, you were doing like this. You were doing like this, and then like that, and you were just kind of like, you were like moving, but you were mainly like just autoing and letting your target run away as you were autoing type thing. You weren't really moving up like fluid and shit like that. You also were canceling your auto, so you would like boo and then fuck, I can't even cancel my auto. You would go like, dude, I don't have too much attack speed. But you would do like that sometimes too, where you're like over moving instead of just getting used to Ashe's auto attack animation. You want to basically right click as soon as the arrow leaves the chamber, if you know what I mean. Like as soon as it leaves the quiver, then you can start right clicking, and then you just get used to it. I feel like the big thing for you, I do A click, which is what a lot of ADCs do, so I can see how I can A click like fucking here, and it'll still auto for me, so I can go boom, bam. I do A click and then I right click. That's what all like double lift, fucking Uzi Eye, you know the names, right? That's what they do. And then the other thing is, because I have this on, I can see my auto attack range. Because Ashe actually has 600 auto range, which is fucking huge. That's one of the reasons why she's really good, because you can auto space better on Ashe than other characters. So again, so there are these settings, or for example, right? It's in hotkeys. This is how I would strongly recommend you play, because right clicking as an ADC, I have to do a little bit more work. See how I'm like I can still do it obviously, but I have to go boom bam boom bam boom bam. Whereas with A click, I literally go like this, and my mouse isn't really moving. Like I can literally just right click on the ground. So let's say I misclick, I click scuttle by accident. I can have my target champions only on, and I can't actually click scuttle now, and I'm always hitting the target dummy. Whereas if you're right clicking and you click on scuttle, you're gonna auto the scuttle. If you have target champions only on, and you right click and then you click like here, like you're gonna move there, and then you're gonna move closer to them instead of, let's say, you're trying to kite back, right? It's like, look, I target champ. Oh shit, I walked up. Oh wait, I'm trying to go. Oh fuck. Alright, A click. I can't actually fuck it up humanly. Turn champion is only on because there's a scuttle nearby. I don't want to right click it. I actually can't fuck it up. I'm trying to kite away, like this. Whereas if I'm doing it this way, maybe I fucking misclick, oh no, or maybe I click scuttle by accident and I'm walking in, kind of like what happened with the trundle potentially. So that's really, really important to do. So this is what then you just want to practice. Practice on every ADC you're gonna play, So if you're just gonna spam ASHE, practice on ASHE. Do it on Tristana if you want to learn Tristana. You want to do Jinx, do the same thing. Play around with certain items. Because you want to do it like when you just have your boots, when you have this, when you have that late game, just to get used to the movement of like what the character does. So basically, it's just in player movement. It's player attack move. I have mine on the A key, so I'm actually like using my pinky instead of having my pinky on Q. I'll do Q and then I'll have A click and I'll be A clicking. I'll hit A on my keyboard, then I'll left click with my mouse. You can have it so that you can have it like this, I believe. I think you have it binded to your left click. No, you can't. So you can put it on any key, right? Some people do it on T maybe or F or what. Maybe not F because you know it's summoner spell, but whatever you want to do, dude. I think the automatic is on X maybe. I don't really like. 'Cause you can do space with your with your thumb maybe you want to do. So you can do X and have your thumb hit it. I just prefer A, but it doesn't really matter. Maybe you want it to be B, for example, or like N or something, so you can use your thumb while you hit it. Just
Right.
like get used to that. Use that instead of using your right click because, like I said, every pro player does A click. If a pro player does fucking A click, and you're thinking, oh, but no, like if a pro player does fucking A click because he understands that hey, there's a chance I might right click forward, and instead of like I'll do that, and then it's like oh fuck, I did that, and I'm like oh shit, but I still lost that little bit of distance that could potentially lead to my death. So instead of like giving that risk, I just have my champions only click. Mine's on tilde, mine's a toggle. You do again whatever you want. That's just in the settings. It's right here, right? It's right over with. Where is it? I think it's over here or something. Yeah, it's right here. Target champions only, and then you can change it to a toggle in this thing right here. Treat target champions only as a toggle in game. And then with that, again, you can't fucking fuck up and click scuttle, or you can't hit dragon when you're trying to kill the enemy jungler or whatever. You know what I mean? So
Right.
that's just some things that I would say you just need to practice because your basic mechanics for ADC is very bad, and you want to be able to consistently do what I was able to show you there with the right clicking and all that and the kiting and all that. I want you to be able to consistently do that before you even play like another game. Like you need to at least practice that. It shouldn't take you long. It shouldn't be like an hour. It should honestly take you like 5-10 minutes to get it down pretty well. Change your key bindings, get used to using A click. Maybe take us a couple games. Maybe don't play ranked a bit. Just spam A clicking in like normal games. By spam A clicking, I mean like even when I'm lasting minions, I'll use A click. I don't know if you noticed that. Or I'm doing jungle camp, so just play like a bunch of normal games as ASHE or Tristana or whatever. Like maybe like 3 or 5 until you feel like you're used to A clicking. You're always A clicking, and you're used to like being like, okay, I'm about to enter a team fight. Target champion's only on. All right, do the team fight. Okay, or just shit like that, right?
Right.
So yeah, just get used to that because that's like the easiest thing. That and the fixing the build, dude. There's no way you don't hit plat if you can just do like basic right clicking like that. Because I feel like a lot of players they just kind of are lazy with it, and they don't want to learn it properly. But that is the best way to learn it. You put on a click. You learn how to use target champions only, when to use it. A good like a huge thing is whenever you're gonna face check a bush, turn on target champions only, face check the bush, spam A click because A click will immediately click on whatever champion is nearest to where you clicked, and it will always be a champion. So let's say you do the ward thing. 'Cause you know how sometimes like people put wards down in a bush when you face check, and then you'll hit the ward. You're like, oh fuck, I wasted auto on ward and I died because of it. That will never happen. You will always hit the champion now. So that's another big thing that a lot of melee players do and ranged players do is when they face check bushes, they're just basically spamming A click in the bush as they face check it so they can automatically auto attack if there's an enemy in there and they don't get like cheesed by a ward or they're just not autoing the enemy gets the first auto off. You get the auto around roughly the same time depending on what they end up doing, right? So yeah, just practice on basically kiting and auto spacing and you'll definitely feel an improvement in your gameplay and just like understanding okay, thinking about like what does a kill look like for our lane versus the enemy team? How do we ever kill the enemy laner? And do we have a timer to kill? So timer to kill is kind of like how I talked about earlier, where you saw how the Trundle's pathing away from his bot lane. So it's a 2v2 now. It is a strict 2v2. No one's gonna fucking TP down in silver, bro. That's no one knows how to use teleport. It's a 2v2. You can win the 2v2. You can hard win that 2v2 and win the game off of it, right? So you don't have to worry about some bullshit garbage of the jungler because you know the jungler is not here. And then after you do the shove and you reset, the jungler comes back, he does his camps, and you have the wave frozen in your tower. The jungler comes, breaks the freeze, like okay, we're chilling. We just back up. Our jungler's farming, our jungler's doing shit while their jungler does nothing basically because he's forced to break the freeze. Um, you just watch YouTube videos on this. It's called there's a word for it, cheater recalling and stuff like that. You can watch a couple YouTube
Yeah,
videos on it.
that's what Alex referred
So
to it as.
yeah, so you can just watch a couple YouTube videos on that. That game was just a prime game for you to do it. Some games you don't want to do it. Some games you actually want to have the priority for your jungler because your jungler is pathing towards you and you want to help them with scuttle and stuff like that. So you want to make sure you
Right.
get the prio, get the level 2, shove, maybe even kill potentially, and then make sure you can help your jungler on scuttle if he needs help. If he doesn't, then you just keep pushing the wave or you take a reset depending on wave state and what you're kind of looking for in that wave. You're like, okay, wait, they're kind of low. I want to lock them in the lane and force them to stay. If they do recall, I'm going to shove the waves to make sure they deny as much as possible, and then I'll take my reset and stuff like that. So, yeah. Any questions or anything?
No, man, that's perfect. I think this has been very informative and a case in point, right? Here is a visual of me thinking I played the game pretty well based on my previous standards, and it's
Hmm.
very clearly like I got away with a lot of stuff I shouldn't have, and I threw away a lot of stuff that I could have gotten even more from. So
Yeah, yeah. Yeah. There's a lot of stuff that's always gonna like. You're just gonna think that you're playing it properly, and then you just kind of don't really realize that. Oh shit! Wait, I've actually been making like so many fucking mistakes over and over and over and over again, and you don't even really think about it. And then when you watch it, you kind of see it yourself. Like a lot of things, I feel like I wasn't even having to explain. You kind of understood, like, oh my god, wait, I'm just like standing still or I'm just like not moving up with my mouse and stuff like that. So yeah.
yeah, it's interesting with Ash previously, and this could have been just like knowledge I've procured over the years. It always felt to me that it's like you go for the trades, but you weren't trying to do the extended long lane concept, which makes a lot more sense when you really hash it out. But that's probably where I built the habit of do your
Yeah.
Q or do your W, do an auto, and then back off. Instead of backing up, I should be taking a step forward so that I can decide whether I want to continue that trade or just deny it. Because like even if she tries to step forward on me and I don't want the trade, I just make sure I put on my dancing shoes, dodge any sort of skill shot that they're going to throw at me to CC contain me, and then I could just kite back, and I'll always win that trade because Ash is just inherently good at that.
And then the other big thing that you can do is Tristana also has a similar thing as Ash, where she wants to bomb, jump in, get the jump
Hmm.
reset through either kill or through the bomb reset, and then just like murder people and shit. So
Right, right. I think with Tristana, the challenge has always been because of her passive with it inherently pushes the wave. So I think that's something I'll have to master a bit more with
yeah, you just play a
wave
couple normal
management.
games and like learn like, oh, like this is how this works, this is how that works and whatnot like that. Like you just kind of like learn things like in terms of like the damage it does. You just get accustomed to it and used to it as you play more and more games of her. Like I said, the big thing right now is that you definitely just want to like grind out and with the A clicking and all that, and definitely like really look into better wave management and stuff like that. There's a lot of good YouTube videos out there um, that will give you a better visual and whatnot. So yeah, I think that's like what you should be doing, and then you should be good. Definitely play a couple normal games with the A click on, because you're not gonna get used to it at first. It's gonna take a little bit, but then once you do get used to it, you will start noticing how like you're making less just easy mistakes that are costing you games, or just like game winning moments, or just gameplay moments and stuff like that that could potentially be fucking you for no reason.
Right.
All right, any other
Sounds good.
questions?
Nope, nope, that's perfect, man. Thank you so much for your time.
No problem. Hope to hear you from again. So yeah, the doctor's note is get used to A clicking in normal games. And then whatever ADC you want to pick your ADC, play 50 games of that ADC, and then we'll do another session, okay? If you go down to bronze, we're doing another session. If you go up to platinum, we're doing another session, okay?
Yeah, sounds good to me.
All right. See you later, man. Have a good one.
You too.